Hey friends, let's talk about Trump, Thackeray, and Tyrants. Not as personalities, but as patterns. As systems that repeat themselves so reliably that once you see the wiring, you can't unsee it. What links them is not ideology, geography, or even temperament. What links them is method. And at the center of that method sits Steve Bannon's most infamous insight: flood the zone. Create so much noise, so much contradiction, so much emotional debris that comprehension itself collapses. When everything is urgent, nothing is examined. When every day is a fire, no one asks who's holding the match. The genius and danger of this strategy lies in its simplicity. The narrative is kept deliberately rudimentary. Good versus evil, us versus them, order versus chaos. Complexity is treated as corruption. Nuance is framed as weakness. The goal is not to convince the smartest person in the room, but to exhaust everyone else until the simplest explanation feels like common sense. Not because it is correct, but because it is available. And that availability is almost always built on humiliation. A group is reduced, caricatured, stripped of individuality. Migrants become invaders. Protesters become parasites. Minorities become punchlines. The language is never accidental. Dehumanization is not a side effect, it is the fuel. Once a group is made to look subhuman, any cruelty toward them feels administrative, necessary, even moral. Tyranny does not arrive screaming, it arrives normalized, wrapped in the comfort of familiarity. Flooding the zone works because attention is finite. Outrage consumes bandwidth. When every statement is more outrageous than the last, fact-checking feels slow, boring, and futile. People stop asking, "Is this true?" and start asking, "Which side am I on?" That shift, from truth to identity, is the real victory. Once politics becomes tribal reflex instead of rational choice, power no longer needs coherence. It only needs loyalty. So how do you fight a strategy designed to overwhelm thought itself? First, you refuse to sprint. Tyranny wants speed. It thrives on reaction. The antidote is deliberate slowness, not silence, but pacing. Pick one lie, one claim, one policy, drag it into daylight, and dissect it fully, publicly, relentlessly. Flooding collapses when attention becomes stubbornly narrow. Second, you starve it of humiliation. Never repeat slurs, even to condemn them. Never amplify caricatures, even ironically. Dehumanization spreads through repetition, not belief. Describe people as people. Tyrants hate specificity because specificity restores humanity. Third, you break the illusion of inevitability. Flood the zone politics pretends that its path is the only obvious one. Counter this by documenting alternatives, not hypotheticals, but lived examples. Policies that worked elsewhere. Leaders who governed without spectacle. Calm competence is radical in a system addicted to chaos. Fourth, you build parallel narratives instead of reactive ones. Reaction keeps you trapped inside their frame. Creation escapes it. Art, long-form writing, history, data, things that cannot be consumed in a scroll, are structurally resistant to flooding. They reward patience, not outrage. Finally, you protect language itself. Tyrants cheapen words until they lose meaning. Patriot, traitor, enemy, people. Precision is rebellion. Define terms carefully. Ask others to do the same. Confusion is their weapon. Clarity is yours. Flooding the zone only works if we agree to drown. And drowning, contrary to propaganda, is not destiny. It is a choice, made one distracted moment at a time.